All right, what it do, y'all? This your boy Pat coming at y'all once again. Like, thank y'all for joining us today, right here on this very special edition of Your Boy Live, right here, because I have with me like two lovely ladies who have take the time out of their schedule to like talk to me about a situation that happened a couple of months ago that involves a certain person or individual that we've all known and things like that from like back in years and all that right there. And excuse me for that little notification right there. I keep forgetting to turn that thing off. But if uh if anybody knows about like as you see the title right here, like hashtag Gabe, you know what I'm saying, you know exactly where this is going to. It's basically about, like the person that we all know, like Gabe, where he's been a whole lot of names. He's been Panda Baron, the Friendly Liger, Fat Gabe, Fat Samurai Gabe, Gabe the Pony, Gabe the Samurai, Karma Coin, you name it, he's been at the list has been going on and things like that right there. Well, when it first all got started, this all got started back what about a few years ago when he pulled some nonsense with a girl we know by the name of I guess we could say her name right now because she's kind of gave permission. Like we used to call her patient zero to keep like the thing down right there. But he did this with a girl named Jax, and and at that time Jax was underage and things like that when he came at her very inappropriately. So he got a lot of heat for that, well deserved and all that right there. But eventually, like he apologized and he promised that he would never do anything like this ever again. So a lot of people, like well, like me, like they gave him the benefit of the doubt, they gave him a second chance and things like that. But eventually, like a couple of months ago, he had we found out that he had did this nonsense again. That where I basically heard about it was by when Biggest Mikey had tweeted out because it turned out he had did this stuff towards his fiance like Wolfie.
Yeah.
And Mikey was very livid about that, and I can really understand it right there. And next thing I know, it's like I'm seeing like people come forward, like the two I have right here, where screenshots and receipts and everything that was given about basically his inappropriateness, and I'm just like, really, everything that he said that he promised not to do, and he ended up doing. He ended up doing again right there. So a lot of people basically, called him out. I'm saying about the whole entire thing, where basically now he's like he's ran away. He does what he basically does best. He's blocked everybody that's been associated with this whole entire thing. He's trying to revamp himself. Like once again, he's changed his name and stuff like that. Now he's going by what? Happy Blobberfish.
Blobberfish.
Yeah, yeah, Blobberfish production or whatever the hell it is right there.
Happy
He's
Blobfish Productions
yeah.
with stolen artwork
Yep, that's
that
correct.
he later gave credit for. I will
Mhm.
reiterate. So
Yeah, so it's like basically, he's doing that again. He's basically trying to sweep it all under the rug and trying to start anew and things like that because he knows like when it comes to this community right here that he's basically done for. There is nobody he can talk to. There's nobody he can sit up here and try to play the innocent victim of because we all know him from his past. And as soon as I found out about it and I started asking about it, of course, he instantly blocked me. Like because he already know that I was not going to believe anything that he was going to say because I was one of the main people that was in that stream when he gave that promise right there. So he already knew I was lit from the ground up. And also, if you ever seen like Omegons and Irate Alex video, you really know like where we're really coming at with this whole entire thing. So it's like, thank you to Sarah and Panda for like coming on here and things like that. And I just want to start off with y'all, like basically asking with this whole entire thing, it's like what was your involvement in this whole entire situation? Like how did y'all meet Gabe? Starting with you, Sarah.
Okay, so I met Gabe through the Emerlyn Reed Chantel Marie uh, message threads,
Mhm.
and he slid into my DMs, would start going, "Hi, how are you?" And I was going, "Oh, hey, Gabe." And he quickly subscribed to my channel, and I could tell he was socially awkward,
Mhm.
but I was trying to be nice, and he started telling me right away about his religious beliefs, and I was going, "Okay, that's nice, Gabe." And then he started opening up about how he's bullied, and I felt like, "Oh, you poor thing, so was I." And he starts telling me, what a hard life he's had, and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, "Oh, he just needs a little push to think world's not so bad."
Mhm.
And then he ends up telling me, "Oh, Sarah, I've got something to tell you." And I'm like, "Well, "What's up, Gabe?" And he had already put the idea out there to Skype, but I didn't reply to that. And but he said he had feelings where he wanted to cross dress, and I was going, "Well, that's fine." And he used the words, "I'm having an identity crisis." So I thought, "Oh my word, this is it. This is why he's acting awkward. He's going through gender identity issues, and he needs a friend right now." And I wanted to be there for him, but he kept saying stuff like, details about him getting a bra. "You want to see my bra?" And even though I wouldn't respond, he'd show me pictures. One time he asked me how to do his makeup. I just sent him a video. He really crossed the line when he told me he went to a sex shop for the first time. I freaked out and I didn't respond. I was thinking, I didn't need to know. And the breaking point for me, because he kept putting his religious and political beliefs in my face. "It's okay if we disagree. It's cool, but don't make it all about you." And I finally broke when he started talking about just how homophobic he was, and he also got involved in my activism a lot, and that really broke the camel's back as well. But once he started displaying his blatant homophobia was really when I blew up, and I ended up blocking him. But that's my story. So,
All right, for you, Panda. No, it's okay. Take your time.
It's a little bit of a doozy. So I started uploading weight loss content in October 2019, and he uploaded a weight loss update, and he went on Twitter. He tagged me in the comments. He had a lot of people tagged. I thought, oh, I'm losing weight on the internet.
oh,
Hey, Fab. Hi.
Hey, how you doing,
How's it
Fab?
going, you guys?
so glad you're here.
It's going good.
How are you?
Glad to be
All right,
here.
you made it just. All right, you made it just in time. Like,
My setup is a little bit wonky. I apologize.
That's all right.
Oh, it's okay. All right, continue, Panda.
All right. He tagged me in Twitter comments like, "Hey, check this out. Have a blessed day." And I was just like, oh, somebody losing weight that wants to show me like their progress. And that is relatively normal for me. Like, it happens a lot when you're losing weight on the internet, etc. I won't go into it, but like, I replied in the thread to congratulate him after watching the weight loss update, and then he went in my DMs to thank me, and we started talking about totally normal stuff, like weight loss stuff, Chantal stuff, maybe Amberlynn Reed stuff, a little like hard on my, like, I don't remember exactly, but the reason I don't remember is because it was so regular stuff, right? And we grew a friendship over the course of November, December, January, and February. And it was little things, right? So I knew he was socially awkward, and I knew he was like the weird kid and bullied and stuff. So was I. That was me. Yeah. And like, he would compliment my body and compliment things. I thought it was more of like a projection of what he's feeling about his own body, because he'd already come out in November to me as wanting to possibly cross-dress when he loses more weight. And I was like, oh, you don't have to wait to lose weight. People are always telling me I should just wear whatever I want, but I totally get not wanting to spend $50 on a corset that you're not going to fit in like 6 months. Like, that makes sense. And, do like basically just trying to empower and be like, do whatever you want. Cross-dressing's fine. Like, I dressed like a boy when I was younger. And I didn't associate that with a gender identity issue, and he didn't present it like that to me. And there's a lot of women I'm noticing mixed things. Like one person, he might have said, oh, I might be a transvestite. And one person he said to, oh, I didn't even say that, like, the gender identity issues. And then for Sarah, who he did say that to, and I think there were others who he did say that to. But to me, it was just interested in cross-dressing once I lose more weight. And so we talked a little bit about like makeup. He said, I don't know shiz about bras, and I don't know shiz about women's clothing. And I'm just like, well, I do. And like, we'd been talking for like a month at this point.
Yeah.
And he was just always sweet. He was always polite. He was always like really like, oh, if I ever say anything that offends you, like always tell me. Like I never want to disrespect anyone. It's not my ammo. Like I don't roll like it's not my MO. I don't rule like that. Like I don't want to like make anyone uncomfortable. And he would say this over and over and over again. I started not noticing how repetitive it was. And kind of tuning it out or just letting it sort of melt somewhere. And he always said, why'd this person block me? You can be adults, we can talk. And it was so many things were so drilled into my mind. I was starting to have different perspectives. Like one day he was just like, I hate people that put she, her in their bio. I had never thought about that before. I'd never cared about that before. It had never bothered me before. And I was just like, yeah, oh my God, what the heck? And I've never thought like that before, ever. And I didn't notice I was starting to like change things. But it was like really weird for me was the way he talked about like my breasts with weight loss. He was like, he sent me a picture of my after photo. I didn't even notice that he'd cropped my like before photo, and he cropped my after photo, and he said, looking good, dude. And then I'm like, thanks. And he's like, I mean, all your boobs haven't gone down. And I'm just thinking like, which photos are you comparing for that? Like I was so confused. I didn't even remember that was the after, and then there was a before that he cropped right out. Like literally just cropped right out, sent me my after, looking good, dude. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, well, he has some sort of like, you know, fascination with breasts. But what I'm used to when people are like obsessed with my breasts is like harassing me for photos, and then I have to block them. Right. But he was just like, I mean, all your breasts haven't gone down. I'm just like, oh, he's hoping his breasts don't go down because he's always saying he loves his man breasts. So I'm like, this is about his body, not my body.
Yeah.
And
by the way, Wolfie's in the chat right here.
Wolfie, love you.
Hi, Wolfie. Thanks for coming.
All right, continue on.
And it just like little red flags. Like I have a really perverted sense of humor. So he would just like randomly say boobs or like make this joke or that joke. And I was like, haha. And then after a while, I was just like, do you even have a perverted sense of humor? Or is that just like an excuse to say boobs to me randomly? And I started questioning some things, but like I had a lot of personal stuff going on, and I let some red flags slip by, unfortunately. Like he messaged me on Christmas, hey, I was with my family. Yeah. I hadn't traveled since last Christmas to see my family. I put down the iPad and completely ignored it and went back to my family. And then he messaged me again on Christmas, hey, and I did the same. And little things like that kept slipping by me, and things kept building up. And I just let too many things slide. Like there was more inappropriate stuff. I like the condom incident. I thought he was younger. That's my mistake. I don't know if I misheard him. I don't think he lied to me about his age, but like I read all my DMs and all my screenshots and everything, and I'm like, I thought he told me his age in Skype, but I have no confirmation whether he lied about his age or I was just mistaken. I thought he was younger. And he said, I learned how to put on a condom. And I said, oh, okay. I'm thinking, does he need help? Can I refer him to a website? Like, what can I do? And then he's just like, I broke it. I think it's too small for my penis. And
I remember that.
I'm still confused. I'm still like, are you asking me for help? And then he's like I was thinking that, and I just responded like, oh, okay. And he was just like, I think I'll go get another size. And I'm just like, oh, he wants my opinion on whether he should go get another size?
I'm like, why
okay,
would
good
he?
idea.
Yeah, why would he bring that up? Like,
it's so my mistake. Like, I thought he was younger for one. That's my mistake. I thought I needed help. That's my mistake. I had personal issues going on and I didn't want to deal with him. That's my mistake.
I think that was like kind of like a setup to see like what you were gonna basically say right there. To see like, you know, if you was gonna be like, you know, oh, that's no big deal, or, you know, like try to you know, like in a certain way, you know, he feel like, okay, if I can say that towards her, now let's see how further I can basically like take it from that point right there. But continue on.
Yeah, so when like the day happened, when everything went down. So basically what happened was I was just sitting on Twitter. I first checked my DMs and then I checked my feed. And that's kind of what I do in the morning. So I check my DMs and Gabe's just like, I need to talk to you ASAP. And I'm just like, oh my God, what is it now? It's always something. Like, and then I go to my feed. So I messaged back, hey, what's up? Question mark. And I was in my feed. He wasn't replying. And oh my God, my feed. Oh my God. So Wolfie had posted that Gabe had blocked her. And she was just like, well, thanks for blocking me over a petty argument. Like just normal Twitter bull friend stuff. Yeah. And the comments, that's what wasn't normal. I was literally floored. There was comment after comment after comment after comment. Like every woman I knew was in that thread from Twitter. And every single other friend of a friend of a friend of theirs that was commenting as well. Oh, he sent me DMs. Oh, he told me this about cross-dressing. Oh, he kept tagging me in this. Oh, he kept sending me this. He showed me pictures of his bra. He said she did to me too. And
yeah, I remembering all this right here. This is where I noticed everything. Like when I saw like everybody like coming and things like that, and I'm seeing all these ladies, and I'm just like, he did it again. All right, sorry.
He did it again. He did it again. So I start communicating privately with Wolfie, like, what the F? We're like, what the F? And then I'm just like, Gabe's talking to me now. And then Gabe starts sending me messages and he starts saying he wants to clear things with Wolfie. And he's like, I'm gonna unblock Wolfie. And like I looked at the timestamp. I didn't even realize this till later. He gaslit me for 3 hours.
I remember
three hours. You can see the timestamps. I screenshot Panda gaslights. Panda gets gaslighted for 3 hours. That's the folder. It is long. I sent him this long thing like, I'm your friend. Like, you've seen it. You've probably seen it.
Yeah.
Like
what he was basically doing right there, he knew he was in trouble, so he was trying to get you on his side right there, trying to act like this sweet, innocent person when he know he messed up and he was in trouble.
I had told him, like, look, I'm your friend. I care about you. I just want you to listen, and evaluate the situation and evaluate your behavior, because I know you're not picking up on these social cues, but they are right here for you to see. And you know what? I'm wondering now, like, do you even have a perverted sense of humor? Like, what's with all the boob jokes? Like, I know I do, but like, are you just trying to like match my personality? Like, what's going on here? And like, I didn't say it exactly like that. Like, I said it as if I was unsuspecting that he was manipulating me, which I was slightly suspecting he was manipulating me at this point. And he just went on, like, he was trying to show me public stuff where like a girl said she was taken, and then in private she said she was single, and like that one little thing is gonna sway me, right? I'm just like, what? Like, she could have gotten a boyfriend, she could have like a million things. She could have broken up with her partner for a week. Like, it's none of my business, but like, that's not proof here. Like, what I already knew the proof was there. I just wanted, oh my God, I didn't notice I was doing this. Of course, I didn't know at this point it had gone back 4 years and with a minor. And 3 hours just in circles, stuff about Wolfie and like, she got to believe me now and this and that and this and that and like trying to rationalize everything. Oh, Sarah just doesn't like me because we had a political disagreement. It's like absolute nonsense. And I'm just like, but I was thinking, I bet he was hitting on her too. Like, I didn't even know at this point what it was about. But, and then Geeky started talking about her story, and I'm just like, and I won't like say anything, like she can say exactly what happened or whatever, but like Gabe came to me ranting about Geeky and complaining about Geeky, leaving her totally nameless because he knew I would like piece things together if he didn't. Oh, this girl, this, that, blah, blah, blah. You probably don't know her. I know her. Like, it was like.
Wait. He was talking about me.
Oh, yeah. When you said you.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
When you said you wanted to stop texting with him, he was mad. He messaged me ranting. I'm like, I'm watching a movie. And then he sent me a text this long after I said I was watching a movie. I had to get my boyfriend to go back like 5 times. Like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Like, why can't I just ignore messages? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I can, but it was still distracting enough for my brain to like get totally off track. And like, that's what he does. Like, he distracts you and confuses you and brings you around in circles. I was so mad. Like, I have had narcissistic abusers, gaslighters. Like, I've dealt with gaslighting. Not labeling him as that at all. I'm not a psychiatrist. I was so mad. I was like, how did I not see this? And I just chalked it up to he's been doing it a long time, and I had personal stuff going on.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard, like, you know, when he's coming at you and he's basically, you know, all sweet, innocent, and acting like a friend and things like that. And that's basically what was the setup right there. You know, he acts like the friend. He acts like he cares about like what he's coming at you about. Like, for instance, your weight loss thing, and like with Sarah, like you, which are like your political standards or whatever
he subscribed.
He's coming at you about.
He commented all my videos. Probably liked them. I uploaded that I was having a hard time, and he said message me anytime. Hey, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, he'll take whatever whatever you're into and things like that, and he'll try to use that as the icebreaker. Once he feel like he's got you like all friend up and things like that, that's when he comes for this stuff right here. But it's like before we get into that right there, like you can keep going.
Send me stuff to try to get my attention, just random stuff like a meme or just something random. If I didn't respond, he'd send something new to see if I'd respond to that. One day he sent me an Xbox controller. I don't play Xbox. I missed it. I just didn't respond. Then later on, he sent me a Harley Quinn jacket, and I was like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, basically trying to see like what you're into.
I can't believe I fell for it.
No,
it's not your fault. You know, don't blame yourself. You know, things are hard right there. All right. Is there anything else before we move on to, you know?
I do want to point out, I apologize. I didn't say this before. I'm very sorry. He would make occasionally inappropriate comments to me. Like one time, he publicly declared.
Can you guys going to hear me now in my sis talk?
Well, I can hear you. Can everybody else?
Yeah.
I was just saying that.
All right, sorry.
I was just saying.
It's really hot in this back room, and I have this fan going.
Oh, I know what it feels like too.
Yeah.
I had to turn my fan off just
my fan's on too, but it's pretty quiet. I hope.
I was just saying that one time on Twitter.
So first of all, I just want to say that I wouldn't say that, you know, I was targeted by Gabe or anything like that. I would just say that I have beef with Gabe, that I have issue with Gabe, okay?
All right.
You know.
Well, he was open to it going as far as he could push it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the thing is that, you know, the first time that he brought up his man boobs, that's kind of when I, like, you know, cut it off. So I don't think it, you know, escalated because you know, I did kind of say, yeah, it's a little bit weird, you know, do you, boo, but, you know, that's not my cup of tea. You know, there's just...
Okay, so who was the one he sent the picture to where he had like his boobs squished together and it was just like, why would you send me that? And he's
Kaylee
like,
Bear.
yeah, and he was like, oh no, that was my fault. I didn't mean to send that
Yep.
to you. Like,
Mhm.
oh, so it was Kaylee that he did that too. But I'm sorry, Fab. We're gonna keep going.
There's also somebody else. Now, when all of this came out, she wanted to remain, you know, anonymous. Probably just butchered the pronunciation. I'm tired. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But
It's okay.
I
Take your
don't-
time.
Yeah, and I don't know if her feelings have changed. I think she tweeted something on Twitter, in regards to her story. But you know, I'll leave her name out of this. But she and I are very good friends, and she sent me a DM, and he actually sent a picture to her, or it was actually like a video of him like playing with like his man tits, and I was just like, that is
Yeah.
not okay.
Yeah, Pat's seen them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's seen all of them.
at this point they're basically all over the internet. And you know what, that's on him, you know, for taking it that far.
Yeah.
And you know, butchering, you know, trust with, you know, these women. Now, as far as, you know, I'm concerned in like my whole, you know, situation with Gabe, it's mainly the fact that, you know, he tried to pull the whole like, you know, man boob thing on me. I said no, and then he did stop. Okay, I will give him that. He didn't bring it up after I said stop. Then he would actually like complain about other women to me, and like that's something that I've always had an issue with, because if you're gonna complain about other women, like if it's a close circle or if you're able to get into contact with that person, then, you know, bring up your issue. But, you know, mainly he was like bitching and complaining about
A
other
hypocrite.
YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
A
like,
hypocrite.
yeah, and it's just like Stritch, like there was like this one time where he was talking about like this Twitch streamer, and he had said something about like you know, that's a nice pussy joke because the cat had appeared on the stream, and like apparently
Must have been Alinity.
yeah, and apparently he got like timed out.
He's
or
not
something like
funny
that.
though.
And he like, you know, got really upset about that, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, you know, it's their channel, they can do whatever you want. If you don't like it, then just don't watch or, you know, engage. But he would leave like these long comments, and then he'd send these comments to me, and I was just like, dude, whatever, okay. And then the other thing that I have an issue with really is, okay, so Pat, I don't know if you're familiar with my content, but you know that I cover Shanny for Christ from time to time, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so there was one, I believe it was, she addressed Life of a Free Spirit, Callie, Charlie Gold, and myself, and she was like on some bullshit about like, you know, how we don't have any integrity or anything like that. And I think that was like my first official, like, you know, off the handle, like Shanny for Christ video. And so like I had already worked on it and I was premiering it, and so Gabe was in my DMs and he was like, you know, oh, I'm gonna do a Shanny for Christ video as well, and you know, I'll premiere it after yours. But then like I like in his premiere, like I showed up to his premiere because he was in mine. You know, at that time I was a small YouTube channel and I was about supporting other small YouTube channels. I mean, I'm still am today, but
We can relate. It's okay, honey.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I was there, and he was like, he said in the chat, he was like, and I had no idea Fab was doing a video on Shanny for Christ, and I was like, dude, you were in my fucking DMs talking about Shanny for Christ. And then like he was also like,
and mine
clip, yeah,
he messaged me and was just like, oh, come watch this video, I'm doing it because of this, and Fab did one, blah, 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 blah. Like,
yeah. So I mean, I think that's really like some of the big, you know, issues that I have is that, you know, he's dishonest in my opinion, and he wants to play like the victim blame or the victim game.
Yeah, that's
like,
one of his biggest things
that,
right there.
Like after that whole incident of him saying that I had no idea that Fab was doing a video, after he was in my DMs asking me and talking about the video that I was working on, you know, and for him to say that was just shady. Like, what was the point? That's why would you have to lie about, you know, not knowing that I did a video? You know?
Yeah.
Was it because you don't want people to think that you're copying? Well, guess what? I'm part of a freaking community that, you know, shares very similar opinions on Amberlynn and Chantel. We all make the same kind of different, you know, we all make the same videos about the same people. We just vary in our opinions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and nobody's sitting there calling, well, except for Peanut Gallery. She wants to sit there and say that, you know, Charlie Gold was copycatting her. But I mean, for the most part, we all understand that nobody's copying each other because we all share similar opinions.
Exactly.
You know, I just
Mm-hmm.
so after that, it put a bad taste in my mouth. There was like at one point where I tried to like block him or mute him. I guess it was block him, because then he messaged me, asking about it. And it was after you know how he does like these weird like video responses to people in Twitter threads.
Yeah.
Well, it was one about Chantel, and you know how Chantel likes to, you know, let one rip in her videos.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually like sat there and recorded himself farting, and it sounded like he shit his pants. And then at that point, I was like, oh no, I'm not about this life. So I tried blocking him, but then he guilt tripped me back into, you know, unblocking him. Because he was all like, oh, I was really bullied in school and yada yada. And so, like, it gave off the impression that, you know, he was going to, like, self-harm himself. Because I've had people like that in my personal life who have used that against me to try and hold on to my friendship.
Yeah, that's one of his go-to tactics right there. You know, the you know, like I was bullied and all that right there, and then it's the whole, you know, like I'm confused about my, you know, my gender identity and all that right there. You know, like, those are his like tactics. You know, to like you know, I was bullied right there is like when he feels like people are like, you know, like, okay, you get on my nerves right now. I'm gonna have to like, you know, like get away from you and things like that. When he feels like he's losing a friend, he'll pull that tactic right there. Now the gender identity one is when it's like, you know, when he's got to the point where he feels like he has you all friend up to the fact where, you know, he can pull this stuff right here with the whole, you know, teach me how to put on a bra and things like that. And that's what really gets on my nerves right there. Because when he did that back in the day,
he was still asking other women to teach him, and yet I had already taught him, and he had known for 4 years.
Yeah, he had already.
It was literally nothing. We were on Skype. He was like, I don't know shiz about this. I don't know shiz about that. And I'm just like, oh, literally, it's so easy. Like, you have no idea. Like, I have my bras right here. I put it on. I was wearing my pajamas, and it was 5 seconds, and all of a sudden it was on because, like, I can put on a bra fast, normal. I don't know. And he was just like, cool. I had no reaction. No reaction.
Yeah, so it's like you weren't showing anything or nothing like that.
He was naked, but you weren't showing anything. But he was a nudist. I've had friends who are nudists before that have always been respective. That I don't want to literally all I don't want to see is the ding, and that's like I'm just not comfortable. And he was always respectful of that, and I had, you know, other friends be respectful of that. I didn't think I thought it was true. I thought it was true that he was a nudist. Okay, so my best friend is in the chat here. She said something extremely insightful. Why doesn't he just contact a professional? Why doesn't he just contact a dominatrix, go on a website, find something, right?
Because that requires money that he doesn't have, and, you know, he's very narcissistic and shit like that, and he feel like he can get this for free.
I actually think that that's part of it, but he likes this. This deception, lying, being able to manipulate, having control, having power, being able to just do this with his own free will, without money, without this, without that. He likes it. He gets off on deception. I mean, this is all just speculation or observations, but it's quite twisted.
And to me, it's like with the whole entire, like, you know, teach me how to put on a bra thing. It's like his sneaky way of trying to, like, you know, get girls to like send them like pictures or videos of them like putting on a bra and stuff like that. It's like, you know, basically, you know, he's trying to see if he can get y'all like show him like some enticing thing and stuff like that, so he can have like fat material. That's what I feel like. That's what that part is right there.
Now, Wolfie asked,
bring
He
up
said he
a
wanted to go
good
to
point,
Victoria's Secret to
Kat,
put on a
because
bra.
I
He
always
did.
try to be
Hold
empathetic
up.
towards people and try and like understand. If he was really like having issues, like how many tutorials of trying on a bra do you need to have? Like it's not that
Yeah.
complicated. Like I know people say that it's complicated, but it's really not that complicated. So the fact that he was hitting up multiple women asking for that material, it just seemed shady to me. And the fact that he has, I was shocked to hear that he had a past. I heard from Alex and Omegon that he's done this before.
Oh yes, that's why everybody was lit up when this whole entire thing went down. What were you saying, Sarah?
I had no idea until this all went down, but yeah, it's true.
But what happened was, with Wolfie asked, did he go to Victoria's Secret to get measured? He told me that.
Mm.
And,
yeah, he showed me that too.
Yeah, I saw that I wanted to mention.
He said,
earlier.
Yeah, I'll let you finish first.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. Something that he mentioned earlier was that he did say some inappropriate things to me that I forgot to mention. I apologize. He publicly declared on Valentine's Day, I wish Sarah were my wife, but she's married. And I went, I'm going to put the phone down. He also brought up my anorexia that I had for 5 years out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere. Just, so you were anorexic for 5 years. So I went, yes. He's like, darn, you look good. I tried to be nice, but it had not been long since my recovery. So that was awkward.
By the way, if you're looking at Quintica like up in the chat and things like that, he'll do stuff like here to like kind of ease the tension. So he's just joking, y'all. So don't take him serious.
Oh, it's all right. I know that this is a serious situation, but a little humor can bring a little bit of light and happiness to a really terrible situation. Just little nice thing. I've been smirking at it a little bit here and there.
So you see them doing stuff like that. That's what they do. Huh?
It's so like frustrating, the whole thing. But like, if I didn't have my sense of humor, I'd be dead. So, but yeah, he sent me on the same day that he sent other women his breast size. He said, "Oh, my boobs might be as big as yours," and then he sent me the size, and he said, 58C, and I'm just like, no, I'm 39D. He's like, oh, okay. Someone pointed out to me he might have just wanted to know my bra size. But I don't know. He sent his bra size to multiple women. I feel like sometimes I'll never understand his motives.
No, I'm saying it looks like he's totally obsessed with, like I'm saying, the bust size, things like that. Because as you see right there, as he's talking about like his waist loss and things like that, he's like he wants to lose everything except for his his man boobs and all that shit right there. So it's like that seems like a big go-to for him right there. On to the fact, like I said, he'll sit up there and he'll befriend you to like a certain point where you feel like, okay, I got all friend up. Now let's see if I can. Oh, excuse me, right there. Now let's see if I can, ask these highly inappropriate questions and things like that, while putting on this act right here of acting like I care and see how far I can take it, to see if I can, get what I want out of them, things like that. And that's what just like really upsets me. Like when I see like the whole thing that went down and all the screenshots that have been shared by, like everybody who's basically come out and all that right there. And that's what really upsets me, because this is stuff that he's, I'm saying, he apologized for in the past. He promised he'd never do again and things like, to find out not only has he been doing it, he's been doing it to like multiple women. And now that the whole entire thing's out and things like that, he wants to go around and try to act like, he's just totally innocent victim and that everybody's bullying him and everybody's out to get him and things like that, when people do know the truth. And when they know the truth, he blocks them, he disassociates with people and things like that. Now he's trying to rebrand himself like he didn't do anything. Like, you just can't sweep something like this under the rug and expect it to just go away. And this is the reason why we're at right now with hashtag Gabegate. So like y'all want to everybody want to explain that whole entire thing right there. Now the originator of this whole entire thing, I thought she would be up in here, but unfortunately she hasn't made it yet. So it's like I think Goddess of Cake was the one that got hashtag Gay started, right?
Yeah.
So like can anybody explain the whole purpose and meaning of the whole entire hashtag?
Panda, you want to take it away?
For me, I would say awareness. And I know she might have some other reasons as well. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I can't speak for her. I can guess and I can speculate, but I can't speak for her. But first and foremost is, yeah, raising awareness to who this person is and exactly the tactics he pulls. He seems so nice and sweet. He's such a charmer. Like, it's always the ones where you would never, ever think, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, like, women need to know, like, this is such a waste of your time being wrapped up in something like this. And the thing is, he targets women with vulnerable pasts, with emotional trauma, with baggage, LGBT, open-minded women. The whole, I've shown you the list. It's honestly deplorable. We have disabled women on the list. We have women with sexual trauma. It's absolutely horrific. And we're the ones that are going to suffer the most from this. We're the ones that are going to have PTSD triggers, nightmares, paranoid behavior. We're the ones that are going to suffer, you know, battle sleeve scars.
Yeah.
And not all scars can be seen with the eye.
All right, yo. All right. So it's okay.
We are here for you, and you know, you got my love.
Yeah, because I know about, like, about your situation, because you've had a lot of things, you know, happen to you in the past and stuff like that. And for Gabe to sit up here and like betray your trust right there had brought up all those emotional scars. Because I remember like reading the thread that was going down like yesterday, where you was talking like with Maddie and things like that, you know, like and I heard about the whole entire story, and like you know. So I can understand right there. So, you know, try your best, you know, like, you know, stay calm as best as you can right there, you know, like,
yeah.
we don't want to bring up those horrible things, you know, and things like that, you know, like, I'm saying we're glad you're here and giving your story and things like that, you know, but I can understand, man, because like I said, Gabe is basically a piece of shit for all the things he's basically done right here, man, because all of y'all, but, you know, three that's here right here, and I'm saying, you know, Viper, Wolfie, everybody, people in the chat, you know, that's been involved in Gabe, all that right there, you know, he has betrayed a lot of people's trust, you know, like I'm saying, you know, come off as a friend and things like that. Even the people in the past that gave him the benefit of the doubt and stuff like that, only for him to do this bullshit right here. Like, yeah, it lights me the fuck up, man, because I'm one of the people who trusted he wouldn't do this nonsense again. And when I heard about it, he knew I was going to rip him a new one. That's the reason why he instantly blocked me. And I'm glad like people like Omegon and Irate Alex did what they did right there with their videos, you know. So I feel like I didn't have to make one because, you know, and plus, you know, I've watched all y'all videos, you know, Fab and Panda right there, and of course you, Sarah. It's like, yeah, and y'all did an excellent job, you know, like bringing them out into like, you know, into like the spotlight and things like that, to the fact where you know he can't get away with it. He has to go after a brand new community and things like that of people who don't know him, because he already know inside of everybody we know. He cannot, you know, he cannot play the innocent victim.
I can
whatsoever.
speculate he went back to a community he had dropped for whatever reason or another. I can, from watching his videos, from observing, from watching him on Twitter, I can speculate he's gone back to a few old friends and hashed things up. They probably only had discourse that had nothing to do with this sexual harassment, if you will.
Yeah.
Back to the thing about this being a fetish. If you read, I'm not going to say her name, but it's the second or third folder, really. She was in the first three. He had kind of lifted a mask and said to her, you know, I think this is a fetish. Sometimes I feel horny when I put on a bra. And I feel like he only said that to her because he knew he could twist her in some way to manipulate it to just seem like a normal adult conversation.
Yeah.
She might not have some of like red flags pop up for her because she might not have had some of the experiences that I have had or that other women have had that he targeted. That one upsets me too. Because there's a lot of aftermath a lot of us have gone through in days and weeks leading up to this. Following this, and it makes me really upset and angry when I get too stuck in remembering how hard it was for some of us dealing with this at the time.
Yeah.
And
I totally understand.
I can't say anything more, but that's just it. That's why I'm a little stuck, tongue-tied.
I know, I understand. I totally, like I said, we're all here for all of y'all, man. Like I'm saying, me, us in the chat and all that right there, it's like I said, we're all here for y'all. So it's like, now,
thank you guys. I've been looking. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, and okay. Besides like the hashtag Gabe things, like, now I know there's been also a few criticisms here and there and things like that, especially with you, sir, because there's there's been on Twitter, like this person by the name of Antoine, who seems to have like a personal grudge and vendetta against you for some reason, because he feels like that you lied and all this right here about your involvement with Gabe and all that right there. Like it's like, is this a person that you've had like encounters with like in the past, or is this just somebody who just came out of the blue, just taking Gabe's word for it and all that right there, and just coming up with the entire thing? Because it seemed like he in that whole entire thread he was mainly targeting you. So it's like all right, what happens right there?
I never heard of him. Never. I'd never heard of him. All of a sudden, he pops up one day on Twitter, and he starts telling me that I'm a liar, that he's got this video, and I kept trying to dismiss him. He's like, and he's being a child about it. He's like, why aren't you watching Sarah? You scared? And I was like, oh, shaking in my boots. And he's like, you should be. And other women started speaking up and said, and he kept calling me a liar, and I was going, and even my husband got involved and told him, you need to stop. And one woman spoke up and said, how is Sarah lying? Go. And he wouldn't mention any details. There was a screenshot in which he reached out to Gabe, we found out, and he said, I like getting other people's points of view. So that's as much as I know about his involvement. And but I had never heard of him. And when he started tweeting at me, I was thinking, who are you?
That was on yours. I was hearing like this shaking right there. I think that's why. I think it was your microphone that was kind of shaking a little bit. But it's like I heard everything right there. Wow. Yeah, that's what I was basically saying. Like they had like messaged me like tweeted the video to me, and I watched the whole entire thing. And he basically like saying that you're a liar, and that that you're faking everything, and you're only doing this for clout and all that right there. And it seemed like it was like basically the other way around. And then, like I said, it was this one person who calls himself like a trans girl in their bio and all that right there, and talking about what Gabe never did this towards me. So I don't see what these people are talking about. Maybe it's because of the fact that you're a trans girl, and we know how Gabe basically is. Like he only does this stuff towards biological women. So, and I see Quinteca by somebody, has he ever sent mood pictures to dudes too? It's like, no, he will not go that route. It's like, if anything, like he only basically annoyed like the guy people that he followed and stuff like that, when he was basically looking for people to like be friends, and like it's like if you said hi to him, he clung on to you for dear freaking life if he was a guy and things like that, where he basically, like I'm saying, just be sending like messages like out of the damn blue, even if you not responding or have anything to do. But for girls, it's like, he basically takes this route right here, where he tries to be friends, and when he feels like he befriended you, he pulls this crap right here.
Hey Pat, I hate
Yes.
to interrupt you, but that Antoine fella that we were talking about, he's currently watching and in the chat.
I see it. I said, and I'm saying he's okay. Like I'm saying, to speak his point and things like that. But it's like, but if he ever goes over the line and things like that,
If you were listening,
I got
Antoine,
moderators.
You would know I have past trauma.
It's like I got moderators. If he ever goes
you would know we watch to keep him accountable. Why wouldn't we keep sharing exactly what we see?
Because
I have a cause, because I have a purpose, because I feel something greater than myself, that I want to do this to protect other women who have felt the same way, who are out there that don't have the same voice that I do. or that don't
Antoine,
want to.
you said that I DM'd you first. If I did, it was because I was given a list
You
of his
know,
friends and
that's-
said, please
that's
warn them.
fair.
Oh,
that
Sarah
Anthony
doesn't
was
remember. She's a liar then. Oh my God. People
because
aren't
I
allowed to
may
have
have-
shoddy memories anymore.
It may
Miss
have
me
been
with
because
that.
I was trying to DM you because I was
pissed off.
trying to
Holy
warn
crap.
people.
I've never seen
I was
Brandon
may
this
have been
angry
trying to
before.
warn people.
Mm.
That's it. That I was trying to warn his friends. That
But-
was it.
Oh.
Yeah, which I basically seen like the whole purpose of like that's like basically the whole purpose of Gabe. Gabe was like basically trying to warn any other female that he gets involved with is like, you know, to be careful because he has a he has like a history of pulling.
He wants to use. All he's out is for himself and to use anybody he comes in contact with. He doesn't want anybody's friendship. And the fact that he does is only. What I mean is, he doesn't want anyone's friendship for the reason that normal people want friendships. All right? I want friendships to connect with people and to share my opinions about the world and et cetera, et cetera. He wants friendships to send creepy messages.
Yeah. And I can understand
That
like
is harassment.
yeah.
It's unwanted. It's harassment.
Especially if it's unwanted. And I'm saying if he calls himself like being flirty and all that right there, there's a way that you have to go with it because we all flirt on the internet. I'm saying, I flirt, like with people and things like that. But there's a way that you have to go at it. Like I said, it has to be consensual, it has to be wanted and all that right there. And things. You just can't sit up here like especially the way he's going like I'm saying, like he wants to be like your very good friend and things like that. And once he feels like he has you befriended, he pulls all this nonsense right here, and it's like it's only for his like sexual game and all that right there. So it's like that's what really freaking gets me. And like I said, for him to like keep on doing this after he promised not to do it again, it just angers the hell out of everybody. Like I said, like nobody basically took him down more than Irate Alex and Omegon. Because when I saw Omegon's video, I mean that right there just basically put the nail on the head right there. And for all y'all to come out and like basically say what y'all did. So it's like he can't hide he can't hide any of his nonsense, and he can't play it off like like, oh, I'm being bullied, or oh, I'm being dogpiled and things like that, and I'm such an innocent person, like I would never do this stuff. He'll try, but he'll fail miserably.
Yeah, he reached out. He was due to be interviewed on Real Stream News. But the minute I reached out and said I have evidence that what Sarah's saying is true and that there are anywhere from 15 to 30 women, we lost count around 30. I'll make that clear. We have officially 12 women, full screenshots, et cetera, et cetera. But there are comment after comment after comment on the initial post saying, all these experiences, this person has screenshots, this person doesn't, whatever, right? He deletes accounts. So we have officially, as of to date, 12 on record women, all full DMs of all context of every conversation. I mean, there's, oh my goodness. No, it's honestly ridiculous.
Yeah, quick. Take a talking about like
Oh,
I don't
yes,
think
his erectile dysfunction. Thank you for reminding me, Wolfie.
Yes.
Oh, gee, I forgot something. I must be a liar. Oh no! Did you see the screenshots? Yeah, he just mentions erectile dysfunction randomly to multiple women.
Yeah, like I said, well, he is a morbidly obese person, so it's like I'm pretty sure like that's a problem amongst a lot of people. That's probably the reason why he just concentrates on like his bust size so much and things like that to make up for that thing right there. But it's like still it's like there's just there's just a way that to go at it. Even if he's like called himself like liking y'all and things like that, like which somewhat seems like that's what it is. Like, like when it comes to these girls, like he gets to the point where he feel like he's chatted y'all up so good to where he likes y'all and he wants to flirt with y'all and things like that. It's like it goes everywhere. It's like we don't know what the hell goes on in his mind. But it's like to sit up here and to take that point, it goes from basically like, like I want to be your friend to like, can you teach me how to put on a bra? And I'm pulling this tactic right here to see if I can get you to like, send me pictures or videos of you in like a provocative situation and stuff like that. So I can basically, pleasure myself later on. And that's just like, it's like, see, Gabe, you know what I'm saying? You're the prime example of why women don't like nice guys, or they don't like that nice guy image and things like that. Because in the end, it turns up being like that right there. You end up being creepy, you end up being dishonest, distrustful, and that's the worst thing that you could do right there. Because like I said earlier, all these women came to you, including I'm saying, like one who's not here right now to talk about it, as well as I'm saying, a few women up in the chat, and many of them else that I know that you have came in this way right here. They all came at you friendly. They trusted you, and you betrayed that trust by doing this nonsense right here. And even when they told you it was inappropriate, you continued to do this nonsense until you were finally once again called out. And when you was called out and you knew that you couldn't bullshit and you couldn't act, the way that you always act, like a complete and innocent victim that didn't do nothing, what did you do? You disassociated with everybody that you freaking knew.
He wouldn't even do the interview. He wouldn't do the interview with Real Stream News because I was going to be there.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm saying I even sent an invitation out to him and things like that. Because I knew, like I said, there was people like that was watching and things like that. And I'm pretty sure he knows. He knows all this right here. So I sent the invitation and things like that because he already knows I'm an open person, even though I have, I have what I have to say about him and things like that. It's like I'm still an open person. I'll let you have your talk. I'll let you have your damn space and things like that. For you can give your side of the story. But like just like we're here right now, I gave y'all the platform. I gave y'all, I'm saying, a way to tell y'all story and things like that. I would have did the exact same thing to him right there, But of course, like how I'm saying, how does he turn right there? Because he already knows that everybody knows the truth right there. And that's what really angers me so, because this is not once, this is but twice. Yeah, I know you got an interview with him and things like that. It's like I don't know how much of the story that you know, like Antoine, like I'm gonna call you right there because I don't know your freaking name with this whole entire thing right there, but I'm pretty sure he gave you his side of the story and all that right there. And his side of the story is basically he's a sweet and innocent victim, but we all know that's not true. But that's what I'm basically saying right there. It's like, like you betrayed all these women's trust and things like that for your own selfish and whatever kind of gain that you was getting, whether it was sexual or narcissistic or things like that. It's like when you betray people's trust like that, man, that I'm saying that is really jacked up. That is really hurtful, not just for these women, but also for everybody here who's known you and things like that. People like me who gave you the benefit of the doubt when this stuff happened the first time, and for you to do that stuff right there, it's like, yeah, it's like, I don't, it's like, I hear what you have to say. Not that it was going to change my mind or anything like that, but it's like, I'll still hear what you have to say. But right now, it's like at this point, everybody knows what you did, Gabe. Everybody knows how you are, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing that you could say to make this better or sweep it under the rug and things like that. All I can basically say is like, I can understand #GabeGate right here. And, they're trying to like warn anybody who will get in contact. And that's all y'all basically do. Y'all can just basically warn them. Now, if they choose to keep on, involving themselves with him and things like that, that's all you can basically tell them is to watch their back. So if they ever come like later on in life talking about he did this and he did that, you can't say you didn't try to warn them.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you.
I get that, Antoine, but I don't understand why you're here then. I don't understand why you're calling Sarah a liar over a technicality. What happened was she said, oh, I'm a victim of Gabe. And then her perspective was changed a little bit when people were like, oh, maybe you weren't exactly a victim of. She was still hurt. She was still betrayed by a friend. That's like fair enough. But she doesn't want to see herself as a victim.
Yeah, I remember
that is fine. That is her prerogative to change her mind 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, because I remember
it is not yours to call her a liar over a technicality and then to not let it go.
Yeah, because I remember Maddie doing that whole entire thing. Because, like I said, there were a couple of people out there who like also like had a problem with y'all, calling yourselves like victims or survivors of Gabe and things like that, because they felt like you was kind of like watering down what it means to be like a victim of something, and and all that right there, which I can understand. Like like cause he did, he betrayed the hell out of y'all trust, and he in a very creepy, manipulative way right there. And that's jacked up. Unfortunately, it's not a crime and shit like that, because if it was, well, shit, a lot of us would be in fucking jail. Cause sorry about that right there, but it's like, it's not a crime to like to be like how he did right there. However, it is very shitty, it is very distrusting and all that right there. And all it basically does is like, when people know you for that whole entire thing, and you try to sit up here and you try to pull like this, like, oh, I'm such a sweet guy, oh, I'm such a a sweet Christian perfect guy and all that right there and things like that. Everybody know that it's just a bunch of bull crap, and it just makes you look like a horrible person. And that's exactly what it is. No matter how much you reinvent yourself, no matter how much you revamp yourself, until you practice what you preach. And Gabe, I'm saying this is always going to follow you. And every time you open up your mouth about this, and and you try to act like the sweet innocent victim, you just basically show everybody, like I'm saying, what the horrible person that you are.
Antoine, you will never, ever know what it's like to be a woman who has been sexually assaulted and or raped and or statutorily raped. You have no idea what it means to wake up one day and call yourself a victim, and then to wake up another day and to call yourself a survivor. You have no idea what any of that means, or what it means to change your mind or be presented with new information.
I hear you right there. Like, okay, like
victims are called victims for a reason.
And I
our
totally
minds are
understand that.
twisted, and they're not in the right place because we were victimized. If you can't understand that, if you can't see that, if you can't open your eyes or have any empathy or any idea what that feels like, you're not gonna get it.
He's not going to. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay. Like, don't work yourself up. Like, all right. So before we end it right there, it's like, is there anything that you would like, that you would like to, tell Gabe for like the last time, like on this podcast right here, like, anything y'all like to say, like, starting with you, Sarah.
I didn't say that. I said you have never been a woman who has been sexually assaulted or raped. That is what I said. Don't put words in my mouth.
Well, Panda, to be fair, men can be, sexually assaulted and raped as well. I mean,
yes.
You shouldn't, make this.
When you're a young woman, the power dynamic is really different. I know what you're saying, and I agree. You're right. But when you're a 13 and 14-year-old girl,
yeah. The power dynamic.
I can tell by the way he's treated us, by the way he's treating the women in this situation, that he's not one of those men. You're right. I do not want to invalidate that. There are men that have been raped, and I know that. Yes. I know that. I'm saying he's never been a young woman and have it happen to him.
But anyway, like I said, it's like
we're more inclined to be emotionally manipulated and to be fickle. Like, if you don't follow the Dog Vanity case, she retracted her statement twice.
It's okay. Like, don't let him get you worked up. Like I said, don't let him get you worked up, because it's just him basically doing whatever he freaking can and stuff like that to get you all sick and twisted. I don't know if he's doing it for like later content or whatever and things like that, but it's like, don't let them work you up and all that right there.
Well, I misspoke. I get what you're saying right there. Antoine is what I.
And Antoine, like I said, I'm trying to give you like a free platform in my chat right there, but don't think that my moderators will not yeet the fuck out of you. So it's like, stop trying to pick fights.
And I'm not trying to like compare Gabe to that or anything. I'm just saying it is not abnormal for young women or women to say, oh, this happened, and then forget details, change their mind, retract the statement. Like, it's not abnormal. It happened. It doesn't mean the crime didn't happen or the thing in question didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, I understand that right there.
We know our truth. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I thank y'all for coming on here and giving y'all a story about the whole entire thing right here.
No,
don't worry about
him. Don't block him. I'm the one getting upset. Don't block him. Don't silence him. He's being respectful. He's just speaking. Princess Unicorn Nipples. That's cute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Princess. Yeah, he's the most coolest person in the world, man. But it's like, we'll let people speak up to a point where when push comes to shove and it just feels like they're just trying to intimidate and aggravate and just doing stuff just for the heck of it and things like that. Yeah, it's like, I don't have time for that, and me and my moderators will not have,
Well, I don't want to assume that. I don't want to assume that. I don't know if I see evidence to that. I'm just literally trying to explain how I see it from my perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he knows that and things like that. But it's like, but like I said, hey, my stream, my rules. If people don't want to respect that, and I will not hesitate to get them the hell up out of here until they learn it and all that right there, But it's like, it's like how LK right here is like, it's like y'all having any final thing that y'all want to say, just in case Gabe is listening, you have anything that you want to say right now before we leave up out here?
I do, for sure.
Yeah.
Gabe, if you're listening, be wise about the decisions that you make. Apparently this happened a really, really long time ago. You said it wouldn't happen again, and you broke that promise. Now you're in this bullshit and you're trying to sweep it under the rug. Own your shit. Own up to it. Learn from your mistakes. Be a better person. I know that might be a little bit hard to grasp, but try your best, sweetie. Also, with the whole rebranding thing, another thing that irked me is make sure that you give proper credit to where it's due. Like, that especially irks me because you sat there and you tried to sit there and use my content or piggyback off of me. It's not cool, dude. Do the damn work yourself or give credit where it's due. Okay?
Yes.
That's my bit.
Okay, Sarah?
Okay, Gabe, I think it's time for you to please get help. I'm sure that there are services that are available for free at your church, but you do need professional
Sarah,
help.
hold, your mic is moving. It's kind of like making noises.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, is this better?
Like, I guess when it shakes, it it kind of makes a little ticking noise, and it kind of covers your words.
I apologize.
Oh, that's
I
okay.
apologize. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Gabe, you do need help. I would beg you to just seek it professionally, even if you can't afford it. I'm sure there are free services at your church. You do need to address this problem. It will land you into trouble, and there will be eventually consequences that you will have to pay. So I just beg you, Gabe, please address this. Please own up and just nip this behavior right now. That's my piece.
Okay. All right, Panda?
Pretty much the same. You really need to stop doing this. You really need serious help. And if I ever hear that you spoke to a minor, and if she ever wants my screenshots, I will give them to her.
Yeah, which that's my thing right there. Like knowing that he's done this, to a minor in the past, and knowing that he's done this to a lot of women and things like that, and he think there's no consequences for his action. Now, doing that to a minor and things like that, he's lucky that that person, didn't press charges or didn't do anything right there, because he'd really be in trouble. Now, is there a chance that he could probably do something like that again? Of course. And I do feel like he's capable of that. Now, the next person that he might do that to might just actually be like, you disgusting and horrible person, like I'm gonna report you and things like that. So it's like, hey, that's why people saying, like, you hear what they basically saying. It's like, like, get whatever it is, like, man, get help for this whole entire situation and all that right there, because if you don't, man, you're gonna basically put yourself in a situation you don't want to be in, and then you really ain't gonna have nobody to cry to. Like I said, I've said everything I can say right here, on this whole entire situation right here. And number one, like, like, thank you, I'm saying, Fab, Panda, and Sarah, for coming on here and things like that. Sorry, Goddess of Cat couldn't make it, but it's like, I'm saying, we'll get her like next time when she's available right there. But it's like, also thanks to everybody, in chat right there who came and joined us in this whole entire thing. And it's like I said, like Gabe, like I'm saying, you burn down a lot of bridges and things like that, man. Don't let whatever situation or whatever you're doing right now get you into a situation where it's like, you're going to get yourself in full trouble with this nonsense, and you're not going to be able to get yourself up out of here and things like that, And next time, like I said, like, yeah, like,
You
how
know
you
what?
did this.
If Antoine wants a better descriptive timeline of something that is scripted, I have a video about my timeline with Gabe. The screenshots are in it, where I went through every screenshot and wrote down what was happening. I had to sit down for 6 or 12 hours to do that, because it's called forgetting, all right? But if you want something that I personally fact-checked as I went, every single thing that I wrote down and said, then that's where to go. If you want to, like, try to catch us in some thing, or do this or do that or do the other thing, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's called being a human being, and emotional trauma really fucks with your brain. All right, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast anymore, and I used to be able to remember every name of my classmates in school, so that's fun.
Yeah, I said it's all right, and I'm like, LK up in the chat right there, like, say, like, we're proud of you all, man. But it's like, like, thank all three of you for coming on to the chat right now, and thank you for everybody not coming on to the chat, for coming on to the stream right now, and thank you to chat, everybody who joined out right here, like, I can't name all of y'all off this time, but it's like, I'm glad everybody joined in this the special edition of Your Boy Live. And be sure to, like, join me on Thursday when I'm going to be interviewing, like, Daisy Harlot, so that should be, like, also a fun stream right there, so if you can, tune in, check it out and things like that. Also, don't forget to, like, share, and subscribe, to this channel right here, as well as all these lovely ladies right here. I'll put the link in the description box later on, and when I fixed all that, make sure you check out Fab, man. She has wonderful content. Panda, like, she has wonderful content too, like, on, her guy, like, and her journey on weight loss and all that right there. And Sarah with her content as well, man. Like I said, like, all three of you ladies are wonderful, man. And once again, thank y'all for coming on here, giving y'all a story about this whole entire thing and things like that, like, and keep doing what y'all do, like, like, keep on, talking, warning ladies and things like that about horrible people like Gabe, and never give up right there.
Thank you so much for having us. It means so much.
Thank you so much.
Anytime, like, and anytime y'all want to come on for, like, any other stream and things like that, you're more than welcome.
You're the best.
All right.
For sure. Y'all have a great Tuesday. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
All right. Until I see y'all again, this your boy Pat, as always, saying good morning, good evening, and good night.